Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a lovely, lovely work by Nino Rota. And now that I have permission to play some samples from Chandos, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I can have some fun with their unbelievably cool catalog. Now, I already did a talk on Nino Rota and some of his works, and we talked about some pieces, including La Strada. Wasn't that it? I think it's here. Yeah, La Strada, the ballet. What a great piece that is. And that's on this disc, too. But the reason I wanted to mention this particular recording is for an incredibly gorgeous piece right here. On here, this is the Chandos Nino Rota series, called Sinfonia sopra una canzone d'amore, the symphony on a love theme, love song. I'm not sure what the love song is. This is a beautiful, beautiful 4-minute work, half an hour long, in perfect classical form, because Nino Rota was a very interesting composer. He could have cared less about modern music. He wrote effective music, that is, music and affective music. He had made no distinction between his film scores and his concert music, and he wrote about 170 film scores. It was just an unbelievable quantity of them. And he lived to be, 68, I think. About 68, yeah. I mean, he didn't live all that long, but he wrote just gobs and gobs and gobs of music. And this particular symphony, since we're talking about film music quite frequently, happens to use themes that he also used in his score to Il Gattopardo, the Leopard, which is quite well known and which has a symphonic suite all by itself. So it's kind of marvelous. The reason it does is because, at least according to the notes here, he was working on this piece. It existed only in piano score when Visconti asked him to do the film for Il Gattopardo, and he heard Rota playing some of the tunes, and he liked them so much, he insisted that they go into the film. So this piece came first, and it was only later that Rota finally came back to the score and orchestrated the whole thing and finished the symphony, really like quite a bit later. And so the themes from it were already well known from Il Gattopardo. And so it's just a wonderful sort of correspondence between the two. And so this little chat can go into the film music universe, or it can just be elsewhere. But I'm putting it in the film music universe as well, because I think it deserves to be in both places. This is such a pretty piece. And I think what makes Rota's music work, his concert music work, even though it's totally retrogressive and 100% traditional and formally unadventurous, is its sincerity. This is who he was. This was his natural means of expression. And what amazes me, I wish there were some sort of psychological model for it, but we hear that. We hear that immediately. We know when a composer is being themselves. We know when the music is sincere, and we know when it isn't. We know when it has some sort of attitude about the forms that it's adopting. Rota has no attitude. He's just writing the way he loves to write and the music that's coming out of him. And this is one of those pieces. I'm going to play you a couple minutes of the opening movement, just sort of the exposition of the first movement. It's all you'll need to hear. You'll be hooked. It is such a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece of music. Beautiful, charming, effortless, heartfelt, sentimental, but not tacky. Not in the least bit. It's really kind of a miracle that way. This recording is with the Orchestra Sinfonica del Teatro Massimo di Palermo under Marzio Conti. Now, I do want to say you get La Strada on this, then you get the symphony, and you also get a couple more waltzes from Il Gattopardo, one of which is an orchestration of one by Verdi, and the other is by Rota himself. This is not the best recording of La Strada. It's not terrible. It's okay. It seems that La Strada is the most popular concert piece by Rota at the moment, the suite, that is, from the ballet, because originally it was a movie, then it became a ballet, then he made a concert suite out of it. And it's been recorded 5 or 6 times now, at least, maybe more, who knows. And it's quite popular. So there's no point in going into that again. And, the Palermo Orchestra, I mean, it does its best. It's not maybe the greatest in the world, but fortunately, Rota's concert music doesn't require any special instruments. It doesn't require any kind of advanced technique. It just requires heart and lyricism. And that's what we get here. It's a beautiful performance. So I want to play you the opening now of the Symphony on a Love Theme. Oh, it's so beautiful. Isn't that marvelous? It's exactly the kind of piece that deserves to be on a recording because you know that you're never in a billion, zillion, trillion, quintillion years going to hear it live in concert. I mean, nobody's going to play this music, and it's such a pity. There's so much great music out there. Don't get me going. I don't want to get going. I just want to thank you for listening to this piece. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it inspires you to explore some of Rota's concert music. There are a couple other symphonies. There's a couple cello concertos, a couple piano concertos, and they're on Chandos, and we can play them. And we're gonna go through this systematically eventually and get through a lot of it, and it is so much fun. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. So keep on listening, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.